Good morning from Old Key West. Today is our last full day here in Florida, and with that we've decided to divide and conquer. So Murray is off at Universal this morning. I'm not actually sure which parks he's in, and I'm making my way to EPCOT. He's going to meet up with me later. So what you're going to get today is a twofold vlog. I will be vlogging from my adventures and Murray his. So I don't actually know what's going to happen. Could make things a little bit interesting, and we'll just back and forth. I think we'll see what happens. But Murray is over at Universal Orlando and I'm off to EPCOT, which means I gotta go find a bus.
Hello, it is Murray, and as you can tell, I don't have Mr. DAPs with me. That is because I'm at Universal Orlando, and I'm at Universal Orlando because I actually have an annual pass ticket. So I get to come for a couple hours, show you some of the Halloween stuff, some of the theme park. I'm currently in Universal City Walk, and so I'm gonna head to Universal Studios first because it's basically the one that's open right now for me. So we're gonna go there and we're gonna be around for a couple hours, and then we'll join up with Mr. Daps at EPCOT. So actually, I'm gonna go to Islands of Adventure because I found out that's where the early entry is at. Last time I checked, it had been Universal Studios itself, and they switched it on me. But that's okay. The better ride to go on first thing in the morning is over at Islands of Adventure. So that is Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. Wanted to go on that. That's perfect. That's what we're gonna do. Castaway is the infamous Jurassic World coaster that is being built but unannounced. So I survived Hagrid's lesson, and now, even though I guess it was a lesson, I'm gonna head all the way to Hogwarts to ride Forbidden Journey.
From the time it took me to leave the room, to get on a bus, to get inside of EPCOT, it was about 45 to 50 minutes. Really not that bad. It took about 10-15 minutes to get the bus, another 10-15 minutes to get over, security, health screening, all that fun stuff. But I am now in EPCOT. It's gonna be a beautiful day. It's gonna be a hot one too. I think it's gonna be 91 and really humid. So this will be the warmest day we've had as well. But it's a great place to be, and it's gonna be a great day. I think it's time to go to France. From the
Forbidden Journey. School's out, and so I'm gonna have. So I rode Forbidden Journey, and school's out, and so I'm going to catch the Hogwarts Express to Diagon Alley. Here we go.
Yeah, but
I do think one of the cool things about Universal right now is you can actually park hop. The Hogwarts Express takes you from one park to another as long as you have valid admission to both for the day. So I get to park hop today. And now we are exiting the King's Cross station at Universal Studios, but also at Diagon Alley. We'll be turning left and going into next. All the little details in Wizarding World. So much of this is featured in movies and books. And this is just a window. This isn't even the whole shop. Yes, if you have a certain wand, you can cast spells all around. My favorite little area to go is Nocturne Alley. spend probably all day in this Wizarding World. But there's a bit more to see before I head over to EPCOT. So we are going to head to some of those things.
There are a few things nicer than walking into the Paris Pavilion, France Pavilion, and hearing La Vie en Rose. Breakfast or lunch or something of Champions with a fantastic view. Hardly anybody in here right now. So I moved out to the front of the pavilion and have been enjoying my cup of coffee, and it is really quite empty here. There's been a few people. In fact, this is the busiest I've seen it in the last probably half an hour that I've been here, and it's still really not that busy. There's probably, I don't know, a dozen people total in the entire pavilion with a few, well, 2 people passing through. It really is awesome. This is probably my favorite morning I've had. Just enjoying the music of France and a really empty pavilion. And coffee.
So I am proceeding through the rest of Universal Studios to get to the Halloween tribute store. There's a bit to see there. A little bit of food, actually, as well. I think they have the other mazes that they actually built, even though there's no Halloween Horror Nights. They have them built, but they're not open today, sadly. But the Halloween tribute store does have a little bit, so you get to see that.
Hi. Can I have you wait right here? 1 minute.
You wanted to go get a juice room? Yeah. Okay, come on in. You're gonna go down and make a left. Hey guys, one moment. All right.
So there are 2 food items from the Halloween tribute store. They got, one was a cookie dough cup with some kind of raspberry blood-like thing going on there, and then a vegan brownie skull, So I'm gonna enjoy them, and I'm sure at some point I'll let you know how they went. There's not really cavalcades around here. There kind of are, but they do have some characters out. Probably a rare treat. We are in the annual pass holder lounge at Universal Studios. So this is it.
Delancey, your director extraordinaire, coming to you live from the Pantages Theater in the world-famous Hollywood area of the studio. In just a few moments, the one, the only Miss Marilyn and her Diamond Bella dancers will be arriving on set to rehearse a brand new musical number from Miss Marilyn's newest cinematic triumph, directed by me, B.W. Delancey, 6-time nominee. I'm not bitter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is an all-call for background talent, leading men, leading women, audience members, and everyone in between to come and witness cinematic history in the making. Miss Marilyn will be here in just a few minutes, people, so gather round. This is your director, B.W. Delancey, signing off.
It's a penguin from Madagascar.
Hey buddy, Mark, you got to take a look. Good job. 6 feet of plus coffee isn't enough. Yeah.
Now it is time to catch a train. That's the last ride.
Marty, can't you conjure up some pumpkin pasties?
Wrong. Food is the first of the 5 principal exceptions to Gamp's law of elemental transfiguration.
Do you know what she's talking about?
Probably.
Any questions? Don't hesitate to ask. Thank you again for your attention.
Well, as I go through Seuss Landing, that's it for the Universal Orlando morning, semi-afternoon, because it's about after 12-ish. And so the next time you see me, it's going to be with Mr. Daps and at EPCOT. So it's a pretty fun full day. That means that I will have park hopped to 3 different parks, or something to that effect. So I'm quite thankful that I'm able to do something like that. And yeah, there's more adventure to be had today. I am currently in line for Hagrid's.
Be sure to maintain a minimum of 6 feet or 2 meters between your travel party and other guests.
ancestrals. Dead clever and useful they are. Right, off you go. We're reaching the edge of the forbidden forest. We'll have to round up the script before they set fire to anything else. They just don't know what they're doing.
There's no need for that. Well, I think that's enough for today. We should probably head back.
Just hang on. Oh, and don't mind Fluffy. His marks are worse than his bites. No, don't panic. We'll just, looks like you've lost power. I've got you. Don't worry. Repair. Sorry. I never was great shakes at magic. Oh, Craigie, you're tangled in devil's snare. Repeat, Lumos Solem after me. Lumos Solem. Woo, that was close. Oh, you found my missing screws. Best be getting you out of here before you get blasted. Now, hit those purple buttons. There's a unicorn. And look, she's a mum. Ruddy lucky thing to see such a sight in the wild. But Merlin's beard, we did see pixies, scroots, and unicorns. Oh, and I'd be grateful if you didn't mention any of this to anyone back at Hogwarts. See you next lesson.
I'm a Tatsu Tornadoes
Through this room right now, unaware of their hidden talents, just like Harry
Potter. The boy who lived. The boy who survived by the seat of his pants is more like him.
Yes. How did I come well? Let's train her. What's your suggestion?
Keep it down, you two. This will work fine if you stop bickering.
Excuse me, we thought some of you might be looking for a way to...
Safely, you must go. And so the Hogwarts sorting hat tells all you need to know.
As you can see, all of the pavilions are very empty this morning, and it is completely lovely. I've been to UK, France, briefly Canada, Morocco, and now, well, I went through America too, but there's not really to go a lot through. Saw some cavalcades, and am now in Italy before I continue heading on my journey around the world showcase. And it has been a completely lovely morning into early afternoon here at EPCOT. Germany's relatively empty as well. Such a beautiful pavilion. This is one of my favorite spots to visit. Always gorgeous. And it should be no surprise that Norway is not empty. Everybody wants to go on Frozen Ever After. Mexico is also a little bit busier, but really not a ton. There's a few people trickling in. And this is nearing, it's almost 1 o'clock now, so I was actually expecting it to start get busier, but it's not terrible yet. I don't know that it actually will get terrible. I did talk to a cast member the last time we were at EPCOT, and they thought Friday was gonna end up being a pretty busy day, but we'll see. It's also an incredibly beautiful day in Canada. And I love that they cleaned off the roof, because that just makes everything look that much fresher, I guess is a good word. But if you remember, it used to be green. I think it's because of the brass aging and dealing with all that stuff. But seeing it kind of that goldish brass color is really cool. Canada's actually pretty quiet as well. 1 or 2 people here. As I wander around. And it's now, I forgot to film this earlier, so it's now about 1 o'clock. And the main walkway is starting to get busier, whatever that means. But the pavilions themselves really aren't that full yet. And I'm wondering if it's because everybody's here for food and wine, and they really just want to eat and drink and be merry, you know, all that stuff. But beautiful view today. I could stay here all day. I just need a table and a chair right here. Be perfect. But we'll make our way into the rest of the Canada Pavilion. There's just not a whole lot of people here. Should note a lot of the stores, especially the smaller ones, are closed currently. Probably because it's too close to people once you're inside. And there's the new Canada show, Canada Far and Wide 360. It's a beautiful day. And one of my favorite pavilions, the UK pavilion. Well, they're all my favorite, what am I saying? But this is one of them. I enjoy it. You can see it's a little busier up front, but if it's like all of the other ones, once we go back into the pavilion, it'll be a lot quieter. And that seems to be the general experience here at EPCOT. This one's a little bit busier than most of them, but this is also closer to the front, so it's not a huge surprise. They also have had Alice and Mary Poppins back here during the day. In fact, there is Alice right now, you can see in the distance, which is kind of fun. This is definitely the warmest day we've had also, and that is kind of fun also, I guess. But I will say, wearing a mask the entire day has not been an issue. Like, it's just like wearing a hat or wearing a shirt or whatever else. It's just the next level. And we'll go take a picture of Alice. Right. And finally, last but not least, the American Adventure. I realized I didn't film that earlier, so I thought I would walk around it as well. Give you a tour of the lobby. They do have another show happening in about 25 minutes, but if they'll let us, we will go in and check out the museum. Hello. How are we doing today? Wonderful, how are you? Good, you're welcome. Thank you. Traditionally, you'd see the Voices of Liberty in here. There's some absolutely beautiful art hanging around. There's more upstairs, but I don't think I'll head up there. But this is always one of my favorite places to walk around at EPCOT. Not only is it air conditioned, it's got some beautiful art. It always has an exhibit at the other end that we'll hit in just a minute. Herb Ryman did this one. I always love the nautical ones. They're celebrating Indian art right now, which is gorgeous.
My name is Linda McKay. I'm an England Alaskan. I was raised by my mother, aunts, and grandmother who were from the small Alaskan villages of Epic and Flat. My grandmother was the sole supporter of our family and hard work. She taught us to respect the game, birds, fish, ocean animals, and sacrifice them. Everybody in the family became food, clothing, shelter, tools, or animal.
It's pretty cool because they're showing off the artwork and the traditions of Indians from all around the United States, including Hawaii, which I think is something that sometimes we overlook. Then we'll make our way back into the lobby and check out the final piece of art on the first floor. And I'm sure there's another video somewhere that has art on the second floor if that interests you. As you can see, the American Adventure is not very full either. here's a look at what EPCOT conceivably could look like with all the changes that are supposed to happen. And it's kind of cool. You can see where like the Moana water park thing is, where the World Showcase, I don't remember what that building's called, but where it conceivably would go. Not sure if that's gonna happen anymore. And then Harmonious up at the top. But kind of fun to see what they dreamed. So I thought it was getting busier, but it turns out, I don't know actually what happened. It was getting busier, and now as the afternoon continues, it's less busy. And this is the busiest area of the park, as it always is, it seems, and that is the Norway Pavilion. Mainly because people are waiting to get on Frozen Ever After. But the rest of the park, it's humming now, but it's not busy. And I just enjoyed some snacks and am wandering around. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do next. It's been, actually, I did some shopping also, went through the China store, went through the Germany store, went through the Italy store, didn't go through the UK. Trying to think where else I went. Oh, and I went through Odyssey as well. And it's just been a relaxing afternoon. It's about, what time is it? 4 o'clock, and it's beautiful here. I'll be really curious to see how busy it gets tonight. I actually think it was busier last weekend when we were here, but this is probably the second busiest it's been. Beyond that, it really is just beautiful though. We got some fun clouds, had a few sprinkles earlier, but overall it's been a lovely day here at EPCOT. Sorry I didn't film more, but you know, you get sidetracked sometimes. And we have a friendship boat coming, which is one of my favorites as well.
We'll begin with the capability test to see how your vehicle designs perform under challenging weather and surface conditions.
Monitoring road surface. Connect power test.
Murray is back from Universal. It was an adventure. I look forward to seeing what it was. But hopefully you had fun.
I did.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We just went on test track and we won because nobody is there to tell us otherwise. And no, it is really a good attraction. Like it's one of my favorites, and I love the thrill and the fun. You have any? What do you think of it?
It, like, when we were going around the curve, it just occurred to me, I think the same thing, but like, I mean, you just go so fast, but
and
in
that's
such
what
a
makes
fun way.
It so cool. Yeah. So we don't actually know what we're gonna do. We'll probably go see the land. We might go see the sea. Maybe even go to Imagination. Who knows? The nice thing is EPCOT is open until 9 tonight, so it's gonna be a great night. So let's go to the land, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Chevy employees really don't want his
I just got at the Flavors of Fire corned beef, something admittedly I don't know fully what it was called, but there is corned beef, there's some chips, and some sauce. So.
And it's time for the land. Let's go for a cruise. So we're gonna go on the land in a minute after we drink our water, and it may say 20 minutes for the standby entrance, but I really think what they mean is 2.
Scientists from EPCOT
and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well.
Thank you. I was saying thank you, but he blew me kisses back. That works. Oh, either way, whatever. I mean, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much.
Tonight we're back at the Regal Eagle where we're having ribs, baked beans, and macaroni and cheese, and it is going to be delicious. So we definitely enjoyed our second meal at the Regal Eagle. We had the ribs, both of us actually had basically the same thing except fried beans also. Very good, smoky, liked both the sweet and the spicy barbecue sauce. And now we are heading over to France to end the night with Impressions de France and say goodnight to EPCOT, I guess. It's a beautiful night here. It's not super busy. Definitely was busier on Saturday. And this is really nice tonight. So off we go. I've got a fun exhibit in here now. It has lots of the different art from the tales that came out of France. So we had Hunchback, we got Cinderella, and also Three Musketeers there. La Boheme over here. When you flip over to the other side, you got Phantom of the Opera and Les Mis. Beauty and the Beast here with, of course, costumes and props from the movie. And then also Sleeping Beauty over here as well. And we're going to watch Impressions de France, and that will be the end of our night and the end of our EPCOT experiences for this trip. It'll be fantastic, one of my favorite shows.
a living symbol of every age, of every season, across the face of my beloved France.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your tour of France. And now that you've
And it's another beautiful night here at EPCOT. The park just closed and it's already pretty much empty as I'm wandering out taking pictures, and it really doesn't get much better than this. It was a lot less busy today than I was expecting originally. The other day a cast member said they were expecting Friday to be busier than the other days, but it really turned out to be pretty nice. I got busy a little bit in the afternoon, a little bit in the evening, but really not too bad. And I really have nothing to complain about. They've done a fantastic job here. And the trains are even still out. You can see glowing in the dark, which is a lot of fun to see as I'm making my way out towards the main gate. Yeah, they're even more magical at night. But it has been a completely lovely day here at EPCOT, albeit warm. It ended up getting to 93 degrees, very humid, but such is life. And totally worth it. I will say, for it being 93 and really humid, I survived wearing a mask all day, which is a very good thing. Because I was a little bit worried that when it got too hot and humid, that it would get too uncomfortable, but really, you're just hot and humid either way, so it is what it is. Anyway, I'm gonna make my way to the front, take a few pictures of Spaceship Earth, probably show them to you as well, and make our way back to the hotel. And here's Germany. Absolutely beautiful. Never get tired of this view. Unfortunately, I have to go back to California, so I'll enjoy this view for the next couple of minutes, head back to the hotel, and get ready to fly back tomorrow after a few hours in the Magic Kingdom. And with this final view, we say goodnight to EPCOT for this trip. Until the next time, can't wait to come back. And tomorrow is Magic Kingdom. It is still very warm, but this is beautiful and it's worth running around getting pictures for. We have finished our final full day at the Walt Disney World Resort, even though I was the only one at the resort for the full day.
Right.
But what was the highlight of your last full day in Florida?
I think I have probably a couple of things. I mean, EPCOT is always great.
Always.
So I always enjoy it. I think I just had moments.
Especially when it's dark. It's amazing how much more magical it gets.
World Showcase especially, but yeah, I think always enjoying it. I just had moments of realizing it is one of my favorite parks.
Totally.
For Universal, I think there's I always like Wizarding World, and so I got to do a lot of the Wizarding World, actually more than I thought I was going to get to do. That's great. So that was a highlight.
That's awesome. Yeah. For me, it was just enjoying an empty day in the park that I wasn't expecting, because I was expecting to be insanely busy all day, and for most of the day, it was insanely empty. Like, I wouldn't have guessed I would go to pretty much every country in World Showcase, and it would be completely empty, you know, maybe 6 to 12 people, but that really blew my mind, and that's something, I mean, we've talked about this a few times, we're probably not going to experience that again. Like, things are starting to open up more, and at some point, capacity will go up, and people are going to start coming back, so it just isn't going to be the same, and that makes it worth this trip completely. Like that was what the goal for the trip really was to see some of the empty park. I'm doubting we'll get the same experience tomorrow at Magic Kingdom. Just looking at what was today, it looked busy, so I'm assuming tomorrow will be even busier, but we will see. We only get a couple hours there anyway, but that was great. Eating at Regal Eagle was great. Impressions de France is always fantastic. It's just fun to be at Epcot. And yeah, you're right. That's really what it's all about. The only thing that would have made it better, illuminations. But that ship has sailed.
Yeah, we wouldn't have even gotten that even.
No. Well, yeah. But we can wish. We can dream.
Yeah.
They say so. Disney says it all the time. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed today's adventures from, what was it, 3 parks?
3 parks.
3 park adventures. And we look forward to giving you an interesting day tomorrow that will include Magic Kingdom and traveling back to Orange County, however good or bad that is. And we are hopeful. We are very hopeful. But we hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the videos that we took outside of this video of attractions and rides and all those kinds of things, because we got a ton of those that are going to be going up as we can process them. Also, make sure to subscribe to dapsmagic.com because we've had a ton of news going up while we've been in the parks, because we have a fantastic team. So thank you, team. Anyway, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow again. But for now, we're going to say good night.